So welcome to Challenge the Road, the CTR Vantage Touring this time. How's this going to perform on the road? Well, it sounds a bit quieter than the performance one, and that's the whole reasoning behind it. This is a bespoke exhaust, loud and very, very quiet, or it's got a double valve. So it just feels that more, I'd say, relaxed really. We've got this lightened flywheel, lightened clutch, and it just feels like you could just go for a cruise. Very, very comfortable. Performance wise, I think it's running about 400 horsepower, maybe just over now. It's had a bit of an ECU tune, so it's nice having the pedals again. Revs chase up quicker with the lightened flywheel, so you just get a feel for the car. It does feel quite punchy. It's amazing having it so much quieter, because the other car's probably about the same speed, but it feels like it's going a million miles an hour with the noise. Seats, normal Aston seats, they feel fine. I think I'm sitting a little bit higher up than the performance one. Right, let's go here. Just go through the gears. So second, third, fourth. Yeah, it's very, very smooth car, just what I wanted. So it's got that lovely green and bronze, but the whole thing for me is the driving. This just feels like you could drive a long way. Seats, they are really comfortable. Those, you know, the performance seats we got are really comfortable. I think the only difference I'm really feeling is that having the 19s and the 20s, this on the 20s, I think because it's got the Pirelli P0, I need to put Michelin's on this, because it feels like it's just tracking a little bit more. The other car feels totally sorted with the 19s. But yeah, it does feel good. Apple CarPlay, all the stuff you need. And it's amazing how many changes you make over time to the car that make all these little differences. So the ride film's very slightly harsher, but I think that's probably just the 20s and they're a 30 profile. But it does look so good, so you've got to have a little bit of a compromise. But I think we may move to the Michelin tyres on this. So how do I feel I've done? Well, it's a big jump on from the standard car, and if you look at prices of Astons, you've sort of got this range where you've got the standard car, then you've got quite a few special editions, and they will range up to sort of 170,000 for the GT8. There's a lot in there, sort of 70, 80k N430s, these type of cars. I think this is probably going to beat them for being so thorough in everything I've done. I haven't driven an N430, so I wouldn't know, but I've obviously watched a huge amount of reviews on them cars, and there's always something with them. So I think, you know, this touring being at under 60,000, I think it's very, very good value, because you've got absolutely everything you need. And the Vantage platform, you've got a lovely boot as well. The engine looks fantastic, it looks magnificent seeing that, and then with the gloss slam panel, that looks great. The grille, you can add lights if you wanted to, but this has got the standard grille, so it's just got that elegance of this Aston. The exhaust sounds nice. It's actually a really nice sound from outside. It doesn't sound that loud in here, which is great. So long journeys, not going to be a problem. And you can, at a press of a button, just turn that right down to negligible, almost silence, if you want, which is what I wanted. Yeah, just coming to a junction is very, very light clutch now. Brakes feel good. Let's just go up here. So with that lightened clutch, just takes a little bit to adjust, because I've just come from one with a normal clutch, which is a lot heavier. But yeah, it revs up so nicely. Little backfire, not as much as a performance one, but it's enough to make you know it's there. So we're fourth gear, we're braking down, third, second. So it feels good. Not quite as keyed in as on the 19s, but it does feel like it's just flowing with the road. But again, maybe down to tyres, may not. Feel like this is a bit of a road test at the same time, because I've hardly been out in it, because every time I'm trying to do stuff, either the paint, the lights. I'm doing stuff yesterday getting this right, so we got this green on here which I love, and we're obviously put blue on the one we're going to do in the performance one when that's on. But yeah, I mean, this is a really bad road, and it flows. It's not too crashy at all. How much more do you want from your car? You can't get any more. You know, I've driven a lot of cars over time, and I've always been in this sort of mid-range because I haven't been able to afford you know, say 430s, that type of thing. When I started, this was my first, what I would call major car. I say it was the most expensive car I'd ever bought, but when it come out, I just wanted this car for the looks, I think, and it was an Aston Martin, and at the time this was the car, and people just come and look at it and see. And even now today, don't see that many on the road, but when you do it, enough turn your head. And yeah, I think this is an awesome car. I say the only downside is fuel consumption. We've just filled up there, and it's £1.65 a litre. What? There's inflation and there's inflation. I mean, I think when they had the first lockdown, it was like £1.10 or something. So they said inflation's 5%. Oh, this is a lot more than that. So that's my only downside. But then, well, what do you spend your money on? You know, do you earn money to just save it? You've just seen all this COVID stuff. You earn money, and if you do well, the first thing you want to do is enjoy it. Not be silly, but just enjoy it. And cars at the moment are quite a safe area. These Astons absolutely going up in value. I know that. Well, we've seen it. These went down to sort of £18,000. You know, you're seeing them up 35, 40. What car can you get for that sort of money? You can't. And then if you get one like this, which is properly sorted, you'll buy the standard car, you'll just be disappointed. Simple as that. You'll be disappointed. You can get a CTR. I'm not going to make many of them. You got a special car. If you want to do it in your own colour, I could do that for you. The colour's quite exciting, isn't it? Poor old Matt. I mean, I reckon we're on the 16th blue. I mean, he must look like a smurf now, the amount of blues we've been doing. But he's actually ordered the paint now, so I can't change my mind. I got a message this morning saying, Richard, I've ordered the paint. You can't change your mind again. So I said, right, okay. Because I've been through McLaren colours, Lamborghini colours, BMW, San Marino blue, and he's been adapting them for me. So poor old Matt, we've got the colour now, we're just going to do it. Nice little backfire then. But yeah, I mean, got a little button here, loud and quiet, and another sort of valve system there if I want it really, really quiet. The CarPlay does make a big difference, so Aston Installations have done that. Rear camera as well. So we've got a totally modern car, but this was I think this is a 2006 plate, but this was 2005. This car feels quite nippy actually. It's actually driving it, because I haven't driven it very much like this. That throttle really picks up now, really wants to chase. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that to the performance one. So I'm going to have to do that. But yeah, it's just super exciting to have a car that you feel is almost your own. At the end of the day, manufacturers have always got to compromise anyway with a car. They're never going to make their best car because they can't sell another one. And then they're never going to use all the best parts because they've got to make big profit margin. This is really good. I'm just going to go quiet for a minute, just enjoy this down here, because this is one of my favourite little roads. Just enjoy it through here. Little crest over the crest. Third, braking into the little bridge area, down to second, holding on, nice and smooth, progressive. Say this car's just not scary at all. As the back end comes out, but it doesn't feel scary. Aston's these Aston Vantages have got a fantastic traction control system. I mean, it seems even hard for me to crash them, but apparently when they developed the car, there's a lot on the braking and it distributes the traction control really well. That's why they weren't crashed very often. And I say, it's not overpowered at all. It feels really nice. Oh, it's a good car. Tell the truth, it just makes you feel really happy. The times we're in now, that's all you want, you know. And you haven't got to spend a fortune. And I don't care, you could spend 400, 500 grand. You're not having as much fun as me, I'm telling you. You're not having as much fun as me. And when I get to a petrol station, everywhere I go, they go, cool, look at that Aston, that's the nuts. And that's a good feeling. Let's just test these brakes like the other one. Make sure Dan's not behind us. Feels good, just got to get used to that. Problem is with the heel and toe, because you've got a light and flywheel, it spins up quicker, so I'm trying to go from one car to the other car, trying to match it all up, you know. It's very good. Again, it's quite an adrenaline rush point. It's normally you drive the cars and you go, but you really feel like you're driving. You've gone for a drive. You feel the car. You feel everything. I love it. I love it. Right, I'm heading back now. Going to go and get the performance one. I'm going to go off to Matt's. He's going to tell me, Richard, don't change your mind with that blue, which I won't. But please like and subscribe to our channel. We've got more coming soon. And we'll see you soon.